Good evening and welcome to a special Remembrance Day Maritimes edition of CBC News. Today, ceremonies around the region honored the lives of those who made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. We begin here in Halifax. Hundreds of people gathered at the Cenotaph at Grand Parade. People laid wreaths, including Halifax Mayor Andy Fillmore and visiting Mayor of Boston, as well as the mother and brother of this year's Memorial Cross recipient. Sergeant David Pitcher was killed in the line of duty in 1995.
He was always the big brother, the protector, and when he joined the military, he was one of the influences behind me joining the military. And it's always painful to remember the sad times, but we also remember the great times that we had, and he was a very good leader and inspiration for us all.
In Charlottetown, hundreds also gathered at the Cenotaph there to honor those who have served. Among them, Joanne Charret, a 20-year veteran whose grandfather served in the Second World War. She says sharing the stories of veterans is more important than ever.
It warms my heart, to be honest with you, that people continue to come in and take a moment to think about our veterans. In the time that we're living now, it is even more important, I would say, to think about what Canadians have done in the past and what Canadians continue to do, and to remember the country that we live in.
And many also gathered and laid wreaths at the provincial cenotaph in Fredericton earlier today. It was one of dozens of ceremonies held across New Brunswick to mark the somber day. Canadians from across the country, of course, gathered in Ottawa for the National Remembrance Day ceremony. The CBC's Olivia Stefanovich reports.
Even with the snow and double-digit wind chill, they came to remember. A crowd of nearly 30,000 bundled up to honor those who laid down their lives for their freedom.
Well, I think I'm the only one in my regiment left alive right now, living. So, from the Royal Regiment. When I go there, there's nobody there.
John Priest, one of the few attendees who served in the Second World War.
I'm surprised at all this fuss being made about me.
The number of his surviving cohort now sits at just a few thousand.
They went over as fresh-faced young men and women, and some of them didn't come back. And so we should really just take time to contemplate what that means for all of us.
80 years after the end of the Second World War, the federal government is planning the biggest defense investment in generations.
I think this is important, and I think Canadians do realize the situation that we find ourselves in globally, where it has become more unstable and dangerous over the past few years.
We're in scary times, and Canada is an amazing place to live.
With a renewed sense of national pride, many came to the capital to attend the national ceremony for the first time.
I honestly think every Canadian should come to Ottawa. It makes you really appreciate that you live in the best country in the world.
Young people also moved.
This generation, we need to push more on talking about the awareness and the meaning of Remembrance Day, because truly when I was growing up, I didn't know what Remembrance Day was.
It's a way to give thanks to such a beautiful country for giving me such a wonderful opportunity, and many other immigrants across Canada, a wonderful opportunity for everything it's given us.
Keeping the tradition alive, Canadians of all ages place their poppies on the tomb of the unknown soldier, 25 years after their remains were laid to rest at the National War Memorial. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
And Ryan Snoddon with us now to talk weather. A somber day, of course, gray, fitting perhaps, I suppose, but dry for most as well. Appreciate it.
That's right. Most of the Maritime's dry today, Tom. Cape Breton, pretty damp, unfortunately, there with the rain. And the rain will continue for you folks in Cape Breton. That's where it most notably will be wet through tonight, with a rainfall warning still in effect. An additional 20 to 40, even 50 millimeters of rain possible by the time we get to Wednesday morning there across Cape Breton. A little bit less down towards Richmond County, and you can see a lot less towards the south and west of the Maritimes. We're going to be watching that rain pulling away, and as we move through the overnight, it is a mix to some flurries overnight into Wednesday morning. Could see some light accumulation across Nova Scotia, southern New Brunswick, even PEI, just enough to coat the grass, and it is going to be a pretty breezy Wednesday, and we'll be talking about a breezy end of the week as well. Your full forecast details are coming up, Tom.
All right, thanks, Ryan. We'll talk again shortly.
Thank you.
Banners of Remembrance are a growing tradition throughout the Maritimes, and for the first time, Dominion Cape Breton has lined their main street with more than 50 to honor those who have served. Kyle Moore tells us more.
Twice a day, Jimmy McNeil comes to the graveyard to visit his son.
And I'm here every 6:30 every morning, and I'm back in the evening every day.
It's been his routine for the past 15 years. Sergeant James McNeil was only 28 years old when he was killed in a blast from an improvised explosive device in Afghanistan. When his body arrived home in June of 2010, thousands of people lined the streets of Glace Bay. For his father, it still feels like yesterday.
I loved him so much, I just can't get him off my mind.
Now, McNeil's photo hangs high on a street post overlooking the community. It's one of more than 50 banners commemorating people from the Dominion area who served in various wars over the years.
It brings back memories, and like he used to tell us a few war stories.
Mickey McNeil's father-in-law Greg served in the Second World War. He died in April of 2024 at the age of 99.
Greg is not one for, being praised or given any compliment or anything like that. He would probably say it was a job I had to do and I did it.
We put a social media post out, and with that we had a tremendous interest.
Deborah McNeil is part of the group behind the tribute. She says it's something they'll continue to do every year and has meant a lot to the community.
Traffic in town is insane. We have a lot of people coming through to view the banners, and families of the veterans, past and present, are overwhelmed with the response they're getting from people going through town.
Back at the graveyard, McNeil says his family has received a lot of support since his son's death, and that these tributes help him get through each day.
I love it, Like the people that still honor Jimmy is unreal, The people I run into every day that I run into, somebody knows them, It's unbelievable.
The hope is to have neighboring communities add their own banners to help grow a tradition that has meant a lot to so many. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Dominion.
If you drive along Upton Road in Charlottetown, it's hard to miss Dan and Phyllis Miller's Remembrance Day display. Each year, the couple puts the large display up in front of their home. Laura Meter reports.
Dan and Phyllis Miller are veterans. They put up this display every year to mark Remembrance Day. They want people to think about their freedoms and how veterans fought for Canada and many other countries too.
It's a love of our showing off what we did as veterans. I did 26 years as a cook in the military.
It's really a display of remembrance. It encapsulates the military families, the three environments that my wife and I both operated in.
They have mannequins in uniforms from the Royal Canadian Navy, Air Force, and the Army, as well as one dressed in Knights of Columbus regalia. Some of the uniforms are theirs, and family members donated some too.
It's important that we keep it all alive. And I think for Phyllis and I, we can speak from the heart, because we not only put on the display, those are our uniforms that we wore.
This poppy dress was also donated. It was originally in a fundraiser fashion show. There are also dolls representing children. The Millers say it's important to remember being in the military involves kids too.
The military today is far more family orientated than it ever has been, and that's a wonderful thing.
They used to be in charge of a display at a grocery store, but that stopped during the pandemic in 2020. So they decided to do one at their home ever since. They try to add something new every year.
It's just the joy of seeing people come drive by or toot when they go by, and the enjoyment that everybody gets out of seeing it. And everybody goes, when is it going up?
And it became a point of discussion in the neighborhood, and it was great. It gave people something else to think about.
They met in the military and served for almost 3 decades in Canada and on international missions. They say there are good memories and tough ones, but it's all important to remember. Laura Meter, CBC News, Charlottetown.
There's a new initiative underway that urges Canadians to volunteer to help maintain the gravestones of veterans. Members of the organization behind it say they've seen a great response, especially here in Nova Scotia.
So today, my son and I are cleaning headstones for the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. We volunteered for this project back in the summer when they put out a call for volunteers to come in and help them clean and just identify which headstones need to be replaced as they age with just Mother Nature. There is some family connection there, but I think what kind of really drives it is the fact that I'm a history teacher, and it's kind of knowing the importance of the work that the Commonwealth War Graves Commission does. It's kind of twofold for him. He's very interested in military history, but he's also a Boy Scout, and he's looking to do volunteer hours for his Chief Scout Award. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for him and I to do something together.
I've learned that some of them, their family are thousands of miles away, so they can't clean them or see them. And that's important that they know that someone is there to clean their headstones.
It's important because if you're from Nova Scotia, you understand that, everyone who's from here understands that family is so incredibly important. And to be away from your family, and like some of these guys are from Norway, so it helps those families out to know that someone's looking out for them.
Sistema NB, a program of New Brunswick Youth Orchestra, is offering free daily after-school programs for children of military personnel and veterans to learn how to play musical instruments. Have a look and listen.
Not everybody is athletic. And so having the opportunity to succeed or try music, a lot of kids can succeed, put in the right environment. So for some, it's just seeing that they can do really well at this, at something that they didn't expect. We partnered with Veterans Affairs, and this is a program aimed to have families of current serving members and or veterans aged anywhere from 8 to 12, an after-school opportunity to play music, learn a musical instrument, which is a skill that they could take with them wherever they end up on the journey that their family is on being a member of the military. The first students began in April, and we had just over between 35 and 40 students then. And then we doubled in size at the start of September for this year to just be below 60.
This is my first year. I play percussion, and for this concert, I am playing glockenspiel, timpani, and bass drum.
Cool. What brought you to Sistema?
I just like music in general.
Okay, and how's the program?
The teachers are really nice. The way they teach you is it makes you learn very fast. And there's a lot of instruments, so altogether it sounds nice when we get to the better stuff. Because right now we're starting at the low level, and then we're going to get higher.
My mom grew up in a military family, so I remember stories of her saying every couple of years they had to just sort of pack up and everything was just left and they moved across the country. And this is a skill set that I think that they can then take with them. So no matter where they end up in the country, music can be there, and hopefully they will be able to find another program where they can continue this love of music that we're hopefully giving them.
And as we head to break, another look at the cenotaph in downtown Halifax. Ryan, back with your full weather forecast right after this. All right, let's get to your weather forecast now. Ryan with us once again. Couple of days of rain and now talk of flurries as well.
A little reality check,
Yeah.
although not nearly what they've been dealing with to our west.
For sure.
Ontario into the snow, as we saw there in the nation's capital today. So yeah, what we're going to be dealing with over the next couple of days is just flurries. So let's have a look where we are current temperature-wise. Not looking too chilly out there right now. In fact, temperatures still quite mild into the high single, low double digits across a good portion of Nova Scotia, even into the teens for Sydney. Charlottetown's at 12, and you can see we are into the single digits across most of New Brunswick. Edmundston down to 1, which is on the leading edge of that air mass, which is moving in. The winds have shifted to west, and we will be watching those temperatures falling tonight. As we look at those gusts right now, we are still gusting in the 50 to 60 kilometer per hour range down towards the southwest of Nova Scotia, gusting just shy of 30 in Charlottetown. There's the satellite radar picture, and that heavy rain that has been tracking up through Cape Breton this afternoon continues into this evening. And this next line of rain moving its way up and through Nova Scotia towards Prince Edward Island, southeastern New Brunswick into the mix here as well. And it's on the backside of this system, we're getting into the cooler air, and that is going to sweep in, dropping our temperatures and bringing us, yes, the flurries, which will be pretty much a chance for flurries across the board tonight. Note the winds are going to be westerly, gusting 60 to 70 across Nova Scotia and in through Prince Edward Island as well, tapering off with gusts to 40 for New Brunswick. So there's the main line of rain, which will continue to track to the northeast through this evening. Still hanging on by late evening across Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton. And here come the flurries mixing in by late evening in these, yes, gusty winds, which, as we can see through the gusts on the map here, looking at those strong gusts to continue in through the overnight. Note in these westerly winds, could see a couple of squall lines setting up across places like Cobequid Bay into Truro, across the 104 tomorrow morning, in through Prince Edward Island, a few bands of flurries, and northern New Brunswick as well. And then what we're going to be dealing with throughout the day is things kind of clearing for central and eastern areas, though the wind's still gusty, increasing clouds and a chance for some showers moving back in by late day for the southwest of Nova Scotia. A slushy trace for most possible, but higher terrain areas over northern Nova Scotia, South Mountain out towards the Cobequid Mountains could pick up maybe a couple of centimeters of accumulation. Wednesday, so yes, a chance for flurries early on Edmundston and Moncton, but overall a mix of sun and cloud across New Brunswick for tomorrow. Temperatures right near the 4 to 6 range. Those winds gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. Winds will be gusting 60 to 70 kilometers per hour for most of the island for tomorrow. Could see some gusts a little bit stronger than that up towards O'Leary and Tignish. Temperatures right near 4 or 5 degrees. And yes, for Nova Scotia, some gusts in the 60 kilometer per hour range early on, and then easing for most of the mainland. Some sunshine appearing for central and eastern areas, remaining pretty cloudy in the southwest with that chance for showers marching back in. A look at Thursday's forecast. The wind's shifting to northerly here. It's going to be a raw northerly wind, keeping temperatures near the 2 to 4 range for most of the northern half of the Maritimes. That's thanks to this system, which is sailing to our south, and maybe a few flakes over higher terrain areas Thursday morning as well. But this is generally going to be rain and showers for eastern parts of the Maritimes in particular. And there's that northerly wind, which will be raw Thursday and sustained from that direction on Friday with a northwest wind. So our temps in the 7-day are looking pretty chilly indeed. Highs of just 2 in New Brunswick Friday and Saturday, though fairly bright over the next few days there. And then looking at a possible system Sunday night into Monday across the Maritimes that we're going to be watching over the next few, no question. A little more unsettled certainly for Prince Edward Island. Flurries in the mix tomorrow, chance for showers Thursday, showers mixed with flurries Friday, and a few flakes possible on Saturday as well. And there's that Sunday night, Monday system. And for Nova Scotia, flurries, yes, in the mix tomorrow, showers, especially in the east on Thursday and Friday. Quieter for the weekend, maybe a flurry for Cape Breton on Saturday. And then, yes, Sunday night into Monday, Tom. That's going to be the system we're watching. It's coming in from the west. Maybe some snow involved for northern areas. We'll be keeping you posted on that over the next few days.
We do appreciate it. All right, Ryan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up from the CBC archives, a rare color video of wartime in Halifax includes one of Winston Churchill's visits. And to end our show tonight, we have a few minutes of rare footage to show you. It's video from around wartime Halifax between 1939 and 1945 in color. You're sure to see some familiar places as well as a few familiar faces, including Sir Winston Churchill on one of his visits to Halifax during the Second World War. And that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.